A Russian camp with families, including children, set right at the U.S. border. They oppose the invasion of Ukraine and have fled across the world with no visas to enter the U.S. Camping out for days in front of the port of entry, Anton and his wife Julia say going back home is not an option.
Yes, I do feel unsafe in Russia because there's been some police tracking after me. I know that my political activism is known, has been noticed by the government.
The Mexican government is now bracing for more Russians on the way, but their arrivals began before the war, with 75,000 flying in last year and another 28,000 since the beginning of this year. Many of them now attempting to seek asylum in the U.S. This group rushing the San Diego port of entry in September of last year. Others renting or buying cars to make it just a few feet inside American territory, where the car is then left behind. Illegal actions triggered by necessity. With the border still officially closed to asylum seekers, the current policy known as Title 42 that was put in place during the pandemic has been shutting the door to people from all countries, with strong pushback from human rights groups. What should the U.S. government do?
We're asking that Title 42 end today and that the United States resume the asylum process for vulnerable people from all over the world that come to our U.S. southern border.
The Department of Homeland Security has issued guidance to border agents, reminding them exemptions can be given for humanitarian reasons. An internal memo of that guidance, reported by CBS News, shows Ukrainians mentioned, but not the Russians. At the border, most Ukrainians being allowed to enter, while Anton and Julia watch along with other Russians.
We already here about a week, so, well, I would like to just wash my hair and so on. So we decided to go. My husband is a bit sick, so you hear his voice.
Julia and her group had to pick up the camp and move away from the port of entry, but they'll remain at the border with other Russians stuck in limbo.
All right, Guad joins us now. Guad, I know you mentioned this in your story, that this all started about a year ago when Russians started coming in bigger numbers to the U.S. What are you hearing now from your sources on the ground, and what are Russians trying to seek asylum to the U.S. saying about this war?
So Russians started coming to Mexico in large numbers, many of them fleeing the government in Russia because they felt persecuted there, right? But now with the war, there's less flights that go from that part of the world to Mexico. So there's been less Russians coming in, but the ones that are still coming into Mexico say they have fled because of the war. So now for the ones that have made it to the U.S. Mexico border, who are currently there waiting with Ukrainians, they are waiting for some type of policy change that could favor them. But we've only seen that to help the Ukrainians at the U.S. Mexico border. We saw TPS, which is the temporary protection status, given to Ukrainians who were already in the U.S. when the war started. We also saw the guidance, right? The guidance that was issued to border officials indicating they can give humanitarian exemptions to the Ukrainians at the U.S.-Mexico border because of the war. And now the Biden administration is preparing to unveil a plan to bring in vulnerable refugees from Ukraine directly into the U.S. Yet for the Russians that are in Mexico who say they are persecuted in their country, they're sort of stuck in limbo as they wait.
Thanks for watching our YouTube channel. Follow today's top stories and breaking news by downloading the NBC News app.